I spelled on myself.
Quickly.
Good job.
Or time. All right. Oh, my goats. Ooh, how do I?
And I need to like practice it on here, okay?
Okay. I'm excited. Wait, what's it about?
We'll talk about it.
Section.
It's about like.
There we go.
It's mostly.
Unit 3, TBD, PM. All right.
Or like how that relates to like temptation and also like excuses.
Okay.
I don't think it'll be super long, but I'm hoping it just starts a conversation.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like I don't know how to integrate questions into it.
I don't know what to do for mine.
There's a list of ideas on Google Doc, but I have like.
Well, like I know what I'm doing.
All right, my friends. Sorry to interrupt, but we're gonna get going here. On Friday, you took a quiz. Did I already grade it? No, there's no way I already graded it.
Yeah, no,
So I'll get that graded and in there. And then we also talked about model summary boards. We went over some of those in class. The long story short is that if you have a motion map and the dots are evenly spaced, like either of those things, then that's CVPM. If you have a position versus time graph and it looks like that, or it looks like that, or it looks like that. In other words, it is a what are those things called? Line. Okay. So if it's a line, okay, then that's constant velocity particle model. If you have a velocity versus time graph, and it looks like that, or that, or that. In other words, a horizontal line, then we're talking CVPM. So we know what it looks like when something is constant velocity particle model. What's an example of something that moves like that? Run that by your neighbor real quick. Hey, neighbor. Has your neighbor got a good example? When in life do you travel obeying the constant velocity particle model?
You have your cruise control set.
Oh, that is smart. I don't use that usually.
Neither, because I get too impatient.
Same. I like to count people. Hey, would you like one?
All right. So
Yes, 100%. That's great. You basically won. Thank you. Us and everyone would. Who else is even winning? Those are the So what's that? It's the same thing.
all right, so here we go. Constant velocity particle model. IRL, K8, what'd you say?
Oh, cruise control.
Cruise control is an IRL example of CVPM. In real life, don't you ever text, bro? Know your memes. All right. What are some other IRL examples of CVPM? That's it? Cruise control? Trains. Cora loves a good train. We drove home on Highway 30 on Saturday just so we could see trains because there's lots of trains.
We did it 4 times already.
She loves trains.
The lights started.
Here's how she says it, and here's why I will do that. Trains make me happy.
Trains don't make me happy.
Oh, if a 5-year-old says trains make me happy, I'm gonna take that 5-year-old by trains. Yeah,
That's true.
we'll go by trains. Like that's the cutest thing ever. All right. Oh no, I know what I forgot to do. Hey, in all the chaos of wrapping up first hour, I forgot that we need to make new friends.
No.
Yes. Okay. So here's can you see that at all, or do I need to? Let me move that. Let me kill the lights.
It's 3.
There we go.
These are new. What?
Yeah. These are your new groups. So move around so you're by these people. If you're with Tomas, move to where he is because, come on, man. No, I don't want to do that.
Can you like redo it?
No.
Can I redo it?
No.
Stop.
Bogus groups.
No.
Reshuffle it.
No.
Show you how the magic.
We have no reason to. We're going to the same.
Come on.
Drum roll. Drum roll.
No.
Keep drumming.
That was so rude.
I think we should still go to the
Boom.
same group.
All right, there you go. There's your new groups. All
Are you kidding
Literally
me?
with Grace and Alexis.
right, go get with your new group.
That's so funny. Hey, who are you?
Eva. Oh. Eva and Alexis. Oh my God.
One more time, just for fun.
No. Get with your new group. Hey, Fama, we need a grouping theme.
Yeah, why did you have to shuffle them again?
What do you got?
Can you read this? I'm getting steroids at some point.
Fatma needs help with group ideas, group names. What kind of theme should we have?
Yeah, that's
Disney?
good. No. Princesses.
Disney princesses?
Yeah, princesses.
Yeah, definitely.
Disney princesses? Fatma, your call.
Cinderella. No, we're Cinderella.
That are like dog breeds. I don't know. All right,
She's a mermaid.
Disney princesses. My daughters would approve.
Good.
Well, wait, no. Disney princesses are individual people. It's got to be a group. You could Disney princesses could be a group, but animals, fluffy animals. Okay, how about that? Fluffy animals. The animal must be a fluffy animal. Okay. All right. So get up, get around, get moved with your group. Shintaro, you've got to abandon the VIP lounge. You must come sit with your class. Come join us. Come sit by DK and Hannah.
We didn't sit by our last group.
Yeah, but I need you sitting by your group. I need you humoring me here.
Grace, sorry.
Get up. Get up. Go find new people.
You took another nail
Uh-uh.
off.
You need to learn one fun fact about each of your group mates. Otherwise, you feel embarrassed about having each other.
Mine are all on, and it's on the same day. She's like, yeah, it's acrylic. Why are you touching it?
It's just a where do you want to sit? Over there, over here. There's two people over here.
Grace, sit right here.
No, I'm literally sitting here.
But our group is all right here, so you can leave.
Bye, K08.
Bye, get away.
Love you.
Make new friends, but keep the old. Alice, you got a new group. You are with Fatma and Joe. You guys sitting right there? Boom. You're right over here. All right. Joe, I need a fluffy animal. All right. Get yourself seated. Owen, fluffy animal. Raccoon. All right. Owen went with raccoon.
Yeah, sorry, Grace is sitting here. You aren't allowed to.
All
I know
right.
you're sitting here. I just wanted
Shintaro, fluffy animal.
pull up a chair.
Fluffy animal.
I need one more chance.
Shush. I need to be able to hear people. Hannah, what's your fluffy animal of
I
choice?
already said a portrait.
Shh. Shh. Fluffy animal.
Our group is taller man.
Hang on. What do you got?
I don't know what you want to be.
A hare.
I'm not an old person. I'm fucking one.
All right. Stumpy, you want red panda?
No, we want to be old people here.
Old people hair or old lady
She said
hair?
old people were fluffy.
Old lady hair?
Can we?
Sure.
Because we all work out of, you still work out of retirement.
I quit.
She had to quit.
They're the old blue-haired ladies. All right.
It's okay.
All right. Abdul, fluffy animal. Pick one.
What are those Yeti? What about Yeti?
Yeti.
Bigfoot.
All right.
They're
Yes,
gonna
they
have to
are.
come and grab that loser.
All right, Maddie. Fluffy animal.
Oh yeah.
Fluffy animal.
I'll give them $30.
I was wearing my Renegade shirt. My mom's like, "That's $100 shirt. You better not lose it." And I was like,
Not sure
"You're
that's how
right."
it's spelled.
I'm dead.
Tay, fluffy animal.
I'll give them like $30.
Honestly,
Yeah.
that's so annoying. My dad wants to email them and ask for a refund. Like,
Holy haircut, Caster. How much hair did you get taken off? Did you lots of love that action? Wow.
that one.
Just in time for all the warmer temperatures.
No, actually, I do it every
Like add a
Okay.
Yeah. But
You do you. All right, fluffy
I
animal.
hate it, but that makes sense.
Sheep. All right.
It was, yeah.
K-8, fluffy animal.
It's just annoying. You should not pay them.
Oh, she's way back there now.
Procrastinate.
Oh, she looks wrong.
Wait, so these are seats or
Penguin?
Penguins
Pig.
are fluffy.
Pig. All right.
How are pigs fluffy? Pigs have really gross skin,
Can
actually.
you come back?
Every door in the hallway is
Graham, can you
open.
move?
Every door to the outside. Every door to the
Yeah, Graham. We have a
So-
like,
Okay, you want me to
Arctic.
Can I just go around and shut them if they get mad? Like I'll take them.
I literally
They
walked
can't get mad at
I
me.
was like,
don't do that.
They can't get mad
How
at
are we
me.
going to do this? So, is that
Did
Neo?
you change seats?
I don't
Yeah.
Yeah, we
she
just
just
changed
did.
sheets and we're changing groups.
Change sheets or seats?
Sheep.
I think we should change the
Sheep.
Keep the same.
They need fluffy animals. That's their grouping theme.
We're old people here.
That's not
Old
animal.
blue-haired ladies. They're old blue-haired ladies. They do have soft, fluffy hair. All right. Kenzie Donovan, what do you
We
got?
work at a retirement home.
Otters. I love otters. Their belly is their table.
Miss Haynes? Wyatt Clark's grandma. That was Wyatt Clark's grandma.
I guess you're otters plural.
I
Sorry.
never touched it.
Otters. Aya, what are you? Fluffy animal.
She
Where's your-
really yelled at me.
Oh, Aya, you got a new group. You're with Tomas over here and Daniel. Is Daniel here today? Daniel. Well, Aya's trying to get to you. Tomas, you got a fluffy animal for us? Hey, stop being every freshman boy. Thank you.
What does
I was
that thing
saying
do?
we
What does that thing do?
So bad.
That. Fluffy animal, fluffy animal.
I think it's for this. Would be my guess.
Come on, Aya, what do you got?
What up, Owen?
It's not so loud. Did you hear that? Like, I don't think I
I can hear you now.
No, he definitely does.
What do you got? Come on, man. Just throw out an animal. All right, you're a chinchilla.
Oh, that was what I was wondering.
All right. You already got one. All right. Joe Doyle, what do you got? Chipmunks. So cute. All right. Yep. K-8's way back there. Look at her. She's
How are
not
we
happy.
gonna- I can't be in
I
this
know.
class if Kate isn't
You can
sitting
just
next to me.
Snapchat back and
Okay,
forth.
Snapchat me. He said we could.
Slip into her DMs. All right.
He said I should slide into your DM.
There we go. Slide into her
Should
DMs.
I?
All right. There we go. All right. All right. So back to the physics then. We were talking about things that are CVPM, things that travel at a constant velocity, things that velocity graphs that look like that, position time graphs that look like that. K-8 came up with cruise control, and we had train.
Facts. Go crazy.
There are things that move that way. This type of an idea in science is called a law, okay? It's a law because things either obey it or they don't. What are some things that don't obey constant velocity particle model? What would be an example of that?
Swing.
What do you got? Did you say swing?
Yeah.
Okay. Like on a swing set, is that velocity constant? You go fast, you go slow. You go fast, you go slow. What else is like that? Cars, okay. When specifically?
Stopping.
Stop or when you start, okay? So there are things that don't obey the constant velocity particle model, okay? So that's why we call it a law. CVPM, law. All it does is offer a description of how things move. It's missing something. It's not telling us why. Okay, it's not offering an explanation. So for that, we need a new model We're going to call it the TBD PM.
To be determined.
And this is a theory, and it's going to offer an explanation. It's going to help us explain why some things have constant velocity. Okay, so let's kind of explore your prior knowledge related to this. This is our one and only time of the year to use Mentimeter. So go to www.menti.com.
Why are we using Menti, not Pear?
Because Pear Deck doesn't have this function. This is the one function I don't have in Pear Deck. It's a Wordle.
A Wordle.
And what I need you to do here in this Wordle is we need words that have great explanatory power. Okay. Let me drop this in over here just so we got it. Boop.
Oh, it's not letting me.
So before you throw in some random jazz, what I need over here is words. I guess it says it in the Menti maybe. Words that might explain why, that's the important part, things have constant velocity. Okay? So the word velocity or constant doesn't explain why the velocity is constant. What are some things? These are things, I'm talking about like things we maybe haven't talked about yet. Okay? But what are some things or ideas out there that might be able to explain why things have constant velocity, things that might be worth further exploration? Okay. Oh, I had that frozen. Now I want it frozen like that. Why do things have constant velocity? Are you typing sentences? We just need words.
Yeah, I'm typing.
Just need words. There you go. Somebody's in.
Is it me?
Maybe.
I put in an emoji.
I figured that was you.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah.
I just like the emoji.
You're clever. Usually when I do these things, I type in swear words, so I'll take emojis.
It's a little party, guys.
Yep.
You can see it.
Oh, yeah.
You can do that on your phone?
Yeah. I put in a little party guy.
You don't need to teach that.
Okay.
Oh, you got.
All right, I got 7 people in. I'd love to hear from more. There's like 30 people in the room, y'all. Throw some words in here.
Fast. Speed. Velocity. A genius.
Thank you.
A church. What I just kicked. Sorry about
There's
that.
always stuff under this.
It was a cord.
We took the duct tape all the way down.
I kind of like. It's right there.
Ooh, there you go. You got
It used to be under my desk. But
5
the
seconds
longest
left.
Time that I just keep my feet on it.
I kind of like this angle.
All right, what do we got here? So we got speed, time, distance, slope. Those are kind of the
Put the emoji.
chill. Speed, time, distance, slope, sign. Those are kind of like the most common things up here. But those again are those are like words we were using in the model. Speed and velocity are kind of synonyms. Okay, velocity is a little bit fancier. But what about something that might explain why the velocity is constant? Like what has to happen? Okay, what criteria or what circumstances are necessary for the velocity to be constant? So let's go back at this, and I need you to avoid the words that we used a lot during the unit. Okay, let's see. Set the results to use this presentation again. Is that what I want to do? This slide. Is it blank? Do you have a fresh canvas? Yes.
It's on the pop up.
There you go. All right,
The
so
question is open for voting.
it's not open for voting. Cheers.
Open voting. Bottom left
Yep,
corner.
we got her. All right, now you should be able to vote.
So it's the same question.
So it's the same question, but I don't want speed, distance, or time. Those are words we were using a lot already to describe how it was moving. But here we want words that might explain why it is moving that way. No, not speed, not distance, not time. That's my example. Because those are basically words from the model.
What was the login again?
368482.
368482.
Usually people start to get there after round one, and it looks like people are getting there. Yeah. Look at you. You're very coachable. Ooh, let's do the countdown timer. Timely pressure.
Timely pressure.
Aye. So many things. I'll have to remember next year that there's a countdown timer. I should choose that from the beginning. Oh my gosh. DK, I can see what people are putting in here. Just so you know. Oh, can you delete that? Because that just jacked it up.
You can delete it. You just
Whoever just
click on it.
emojied.
Is it the cowboy one?
No,
Oh, that wasn't me.
it's the gigantic smiling face and glasses one.
That wasn't me.
If somebody did that, can you delete it? Because it's huge and everything else is really tiny right
You
now.
can take it out.
Can I?
Just click on it.
What?
I'm pretty sure.
What?
Yeah.
Do you use this?
Mm-hmm. Spanish.
Really?
Yeah.
Whoa, that's mind blowing. All right, voting's closed. Thank you.
Mhm.
That was life changing. All right.
You got one up there.
Yeah, you kind of got there, I think. So, I mean, not wrong. Okay. But the biggest one here is force, and I didn't plant that. You ended up with that way. Usually I have to coach like 3 or 4 more rounds of that before we end up there. But can you see how force might be a word that might be able to explain why things have constant velocity? Okay. So now I'm going to switch gears with you back to the more comfortable. Actually, let me snag this Wordle here. What are these called? A Wordle? Word cloud. Your mom included. And we'll drop that in here, and then we're gonna switch gears over to the Pear Deck, and this sounds like an album by Smashing Pumpkins or something. ANOEA is our Pear Deck. And what I'm looking for from you in the Pear Deck is thoughts on a definition for force. Now, here's kind of the condition that I need on this definition. So complete the sentence. Oops, am I frozen?
No, you're not.
Okay. Force is, what is force? Okay, that's what I'm asking you right now. Here's the thing, though, with this definition, it needs to be generalizable to any circumstance to which that word force seems applicable, okay? So, general definition, applicable to any situation where force is relevant. That's a lot of words. Sorry. It's the best way I know to say that.
How do you enter it? You just like click off.
Okay. So force is, so really general definition, applicable in any situation to which we could consider that word to be applicable. All right, we got 9 folks in. Good on you. Manual. What do we got here? Nope. Another moment or so. Collect your thoughts. Get them in there. Once you've got something in, hey, go ahead and chat with your neighbor about it too. See if you guys are kind of in the same ballpark with your definitions. Get to know your friends. Learn some fun facts. Let's see. Dashboard. All right, let's call that a day there. Let's see. This is weird. All right, so this word didn't show up in your Wordle at all, but it's all over the place here. So we have energy exerted on an object, forces power and strength, momentum, forces energy powering a motion, movement, push or pull, amount of energy applied on something, strength or energy needed for movement, forces changing an object's motion. Any reaction that, when unopposed, will cause the motion of an object to be pulled or stretched in a certain direction. Applied pressure, physical power, constant velocity of something is constant speed at which the physical force of the and energy forces the pressure exerted on an object. All right. So if we could wordle this, what are the most common words that showed up here? Momentum.
Force.
Force. Hopefully, right? Like how many times did the word force appear?
Motion.
5 times. Motion. Motion 3 times. Synonyms like move. So about 5 times in total we have motion or move or movement. What else is really common everywhere?
Change.
Energy. That showed up 5 times. Power. That's 3 times. Change. No. Changing was once. Okay. Here's the deal, though. It's weird because this didn't show up in your Wordle at all, but I would have anticipated it might have. Energy. Energy is kind of a separate idea from force, so we want to keep it that way. All right? So I need you back in there, and I need you not using the word energy. Okay? Here's the other thing to think about. Motion. Is motion necessary to be in the constant velocity particle model? Is motion necessary? Oops, don't break that. Is motion necessary for you to consider the idea of force relevant? Okay. So
What the fuck? Like the Miley Cyrus wrecking ball moves? Or
can you conceive of the idea of force in this situation here?
Isn't that bad? Oh, wait, like that?
Run that by your neighbor. Is force relevant to this situation? Boy, ball, I'm not moving. But is force relevant? So I'm going to kind of try to take away 2 words at once. I need you to go back in here, have another crack at this. If you don't use energy, if you don't use movement or motion, what does that leave you with as far as a general definition of force? Because again, yeah, force is relevant when there's motion, but is it not also relevant when there's not motion? So let's remove those 2 words from what you're typing in here, okay? Go ahead and get back at it. And chat with your neighbor, too, in our online in-person course that we're doing here. What's up? Yeah, so I'm still asking for a definition of force. What is force? But I'm telling you, you cannot use energy to define it because we're going to study that later. So we're going to keep them separate. I'm also trying to highlight over there with the bowling ball that the idea of force is possible without motion, so let's not include motion in the definition.
Extra credit. Yeah, no, you're fine. I want to get it inside of it so fast.
All right, let's run with what we got here for now. I don't want it frozen. I don't want it blank. I want this. We got so where you've gone now, it seems most of these are more examples than anything, really. So yeah, force of gravity, which again, gravity is kind of an example. Like, are you moving right now? Are you subject to the force of gravity? Okay, so there's another kind of relating to this whole thing of you don't necessarily have to have motion. Power and strength. Force is power and strength. You've got a bright future in authoritarian regimes there. Strength. Force is pressure exerted on an object. Force is the push or pull of an object.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Grace likes that one. Oh, it's hers. Okay. Gravity is a force cause. Okay. It has a strength over objects, directional momentum, gravity pull push, gravity power applied to persuade another object. So again, through no fault of your own, energy, power is a word that's kind of synonymous with energy. So we'll stay away from that one. But that's probably the most common word this time around, as is gravity. Gravity is an example of a force. Okay. Grace liked force is a push or pull of an object. Okay. Is that pretty general? Does that include motion?
No.
Pushing and pulling implies moving. Okay. I kind of feel that to some extent, but I think this is the direction we want to maybe head in. Force is push and pull of an object. Here's the other question I have for you. Okay, so the concern is this is maybe still tending to be a little bit too motiony. I thought the thing was locked. How is she still typing that much in there? That's crazy. Oh, multitasking. Multi-off-tasking. Oh.
I'm writing notes that way.
Yeah, I'm recording it so you can just view it. All right, so force is push or pull of an object. So criticisms here, it's implies motion. Here's the other question for you. Yeah, so all your little conversations are recorded.
So funny.
Yeah. So object. When we're talking about, let's stick with pushing and pulling for a second. When we're talking about that type of a situation, can it be one object? Run that by your neighbor there really quick.
It could be multiple objects.
If there's pushing or pulling going on, which again, that implies motion, so we're going to try to get away from those words, but is that one object or is that objects? Run that by your neighbor real quick.
Objects. Yeah, I do that. Okay. Could be whatever. Could be multiple.
So let's do a quick up-down vote on that. So let's say A for object. Let's say B for objects. Gesundheit. All right, so join us. Quick multiple choice, A or B, object or objects. As we're zeroing in on our definition of force here. All right. The will of the people then. 17 votes for objects. Okay, so it's objects. Now, a criticism of push or pull is that implies motion. Okay, so we know we got to have the word force in this. Force is, we know it's got to involve objects. Can you come up with a word or words for what these objects are doing in these situations, but maybe something not push or pull? Okay, so if there's force going on, the objects are meh. Okay, what kind of word could you throw out there? So force is objects. What are they doing?
They're just moving around.
Moving around kind of implies motion. This will be forever on YouTube. You're in college 4 years from now. You're like, man, I miss those good times in physics. Let's go back and listen to October 14th of 2019.
That's kind of funny, though.
That was a good day. Those were simpler times.
But this whole class is just Mike.
Pretty much. Hey, so friends, again, hey, we're trying to avoid words that imply motion. So don't use moving. You can still edit it. The extent to which we're being attentive, I'm a little concerned about, but hey, we'll get there. Got him. All right. Let's see what our friends are saying over there on the internet. Boop. Okay. Objects are interacting, being pushed or pulled. Momentum or strength put on objects. Force is pressure applied on objects. Force is objects. Okay. What about this word interacting here? Could that imply they're pushing each other? If they're interacting, could they be pushing? If they're interacting, could they be pulling? Could they be moving? Could they be not moving? Is the bowling ball interacting with the rope over here? Okay. So let's run with that. Okay. The objects are interacting. Force is objects how do we spell that? Interacting. Aye. Ah, man, come on. Interacting with each other. Okay? So when we're talking about force, for now at least, it's written in this pen. I can erase this. It's kind of like a dry erase marker. When we're talking about force right now, we're talking about objects interacting with each other, or interaction between two objects, okay? So let's talk about some of the ways that we'll represent forces in here, okay? We're talking about representing forces. This is different than representing motion. So if you got like a notebook handy, you can jot some stuff down in. That wouldn't be the worst thing. You can close the lids on the Chromebooks for now. We're done with that, okay? Forces, objects interacting with each other. So we have to have a way of representing objects, okay? Actually, let me give you a situation here. Let's do this.
This is size 13 Nikes. What's this thing? Duma. The view, wait, it's up on the back. The view, can you see on the card?
Chris, wait, what days do you go to school?
Wednesday, Fridays.
I'm so excited, dude.
And hold this.
We have to do that video thing
All right.
tomorrow. remember?
For the acts of kindness, then the spirit.
I wasn't paying attention.
Okay, so can you conceive of the idea of force in this situation? Can you? Yeah, probably. Okay. So we want to look at how we're going to represent this diagrammatically. So you take a breather for a second. When we represent forces, the objects are dots. Okay. Objects are dots. So hey, Gigi, what's that a picture of?
A dot.
Okay. Grace, what's that a picture of?
Another dot. Second dot.
All right. Ava, what's that a picture of?
Oh.
Eva, what's this a picture of? A bullet. I didn't hear the rest of that, so I'll just leave it at a bullet. Okay, good. Hey, Austin, what's that a drawing of? A rock. Okay. Let's see. Maddie, what's that a picture of? She's saying olive, I think. Okay, cool. All right. Abdul, what did I just draw there? I think Grace is picking up what I'm fishing for, so I'll ask Grace again. What's that a drawing of?
I was gonna say a cow like you.
A cow, okay. Oh, okay. Or Mr. Harding. Yep. Mr. Harding looks like that too. Okay. What are you thinking?
A pea.
A P?
A pea, like a P-U-E.
P.
Like peas, you
I
know?
thought you were spelling something there. P-U-eat? What? Eat's not a letter? Okay. So objects are dots.
Right next to
So if you need to draw Mr. Harding, that's what he looks like. If you need to draw a cow, that's what it looks like. If you need to draw another dot, come on, dude.
Elemento.
Yeah, anyway. All right. Make sure you label it because all objects are going to look alike here. Objects are dots, okay? Forces are going to be represented by good suggestion there, all right? Forces are arrows. So when I draw arrows, they might look like that. They might look like that. They might look like that. The implication is what matters about the arrow? Direction of it.
The slope of it.
No.
Direction. I mean, like, yeah, right? Like it's pointed like that. So the direction of it, well, what else can I convey? Like if I draw that and then I draw that, what do you know about those two things? How much force there is, the amount of force, okay? That's why we represent it with arrows, because it shows how much force and it shows the direction of it, okay? So then another type of diagram we might do. So DK, can you do your thing again? All right, I'm going to introduce a type of diagram called a system schema, and it's going to be much more important later on. But what we want to show in the system schema, yeah, hold it perilously over Roberto. I like the way he's kind of leaning away from me. All right, so not yet. What objects are interacting back there?
Drew with the ball.
Okay, so we've got Drew. We've got the emoji ball. What else is interacting back there? Gravity. The chair. Okay. Hannah, is there anything under the chair?
The floor.
His backpack. Okay.
But it's not any right.
The floor.
Oh, floor. Okay. Okay. So in a system schema, Drew, you can take a break. In a system schema, you just like make little bubbles for all the objects, and then you. Oh wait, nope. Sorry, Drew. You got to get back up there. We're not done. We're going to draw lines to show things that are interacting. Okay. So is the ball interacting with anything? Drew, right? So I'm going to draw a line between the ball and Drew. Anything else that's interacting with the ball? Gravity? Okay. Anything else that's interacting with Drew?
The chair.
The chair.
And the floor.
And the floor. Is he touching the floor?
Vicariously?
vicariously. So
So chair touch floor.
yeah, so what Grace is talking about here is like the floor is interacting with the chair is interacting with Drew's interacting with the ball. Okay. And then again, like if the backpack is touching the chair, maybe I would do that, or the backpack's touching the floor, maybe I do that. Okay. So then if we want to draw a diagram for the forces acting on the ball, that's called a free body diagram. And I'm going to first draw the ball, and I'm going to label it so you know that that's a ball, not a cow or Mr. Harding or an object or a rock. Okay? And then I'm going to draw some arrows on here to represent the forces. The arrows start on the dot, and then they're drawn in the direction of the force. So the downward force here, which interaction does that relate to? Which, you're saying gravity? Now, let me raise this issue for you here. When you look back there, do you see a ball? Do you see a Drew? Do you see a chair? Okay, everybody point to a gravity for me. Can you point at a gravity? Can you point at a gravity? In other words, here's an issue. Our definition of force is an interaction between two objects. What's the object that's interacting with the ball gravitationally? Like why is there gravity? Why is everything doing this when I hold it out here? What object is interacting with them gravitationally? What did you say? Or what did you say? Now you're typing her essay?
Yeah.
That's real good. Austin, did you say something? Pull from the center of the earth. Things are being pulled by the earth gravitationally, right? Okay. Gravity is the type of interaction. Okay. It's gravitational. That's not the object, though. The object is the earth. And that's important because I'm going to label this F with a subscript G so we know it's gravity flavored. Okay. And then I'm going to write ball, comma, earth. Okay. This notation is called feeler dealer. Because the ball feels this force, the earth is dealing the force. Okay? But this ball looks like it's doing what right now in this diagram? Kind of look like it's falling. Okay, it's not. Why is that? Drew, can you do your thing again? Scare Roberto? All right, cool. All right, the ball is not falling because of the interaction with Drew. What direction do we draw that arrow? Which way should the arrow for the force that Drew, go ahead and hold that thing out there again. Jimmy, what are you thinking? Jimmy says up. All right. So draw an arrow up. That is F. It's not gravity. But this would be ball, comma, Drew. Okay. So that's what's going on there. The ball is feeling an upward force from Drew. That's what's keeping it from falling. If we take away that force, that ball is going to fall. All right. System schemas, free body diagrams. Free body diagrams, I usually just call those FBDs for simplicity's sake. I think that's good, gang. Okay. Tomorrow we'll get some more practice with diagramming forces. Should be a good day.